Hey there, little adventurers and big dreamers. Welcome to Once Upon a Prompt, where every prompt unlocks a new adventure. I'm Caleb.
I'm Kason. I'm Kingston.
And tonight, it's your imagination that's going to lead the way. Whether it's dragons, astronauts, princesses, or talking animals, your ideas make the story come alive. Drum roll, please. Since this is episode 1, let me tell you the super duper amazing way each episode works. And no, we don't juggle elephants. Yet. First, co-host Kason and Kingston will share their wildest story ideas. And trust me, sometimes they're as crazy as a penguin riding a unicycle. Then we take those ideas, plus a few from Dad, who thinks he's funnier than he really is, and feed them to our magical AI storytelling machine. It's like a kitchen blender for your imagination, but without the loud noises. Finally, I'll bring the story to life with my spectacular, magnificent, totally not overdramatic reading skills, complete with funny voices, silly sound effects, and maybe even a cartwheel or two.
Dad, you don't do cartwheels. You can't.
Hey, I can do a cartwheel.
Not yet.
Okay. Maybe we just don't do a cartwheel yet in this episode 1. Maybe that'll be later. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Kingston, can you tell me what your prompts are for tonight?
A hero scientist, a tree as his sidekick. They travel in time in a time machine.
Okay.
And a surprise twist at the end.
Oh, okay. I like those. Kason, what about you? What are your prompts?
It takes place in outer space. The scientist uses a talking gem, and a taco-eating green cobra is the villain.
I like it. Well, it's time for us to put it into our magical storytelling machine. Are you ready?
Yeah!
All right, so buckle up, snuggle up, and awaken your imagination. Professor Pip's delightfully dizzying adventure. In the glittering halls of the Galactic Science Academy, there was a scientist unlike any other. Professor Pip was a whirlwind of energy and eccentricity. His lab coat was adorned with glittery star patches, and his hair looked like it had been styled by a very confused tornado. He spoke in a high, lilting voice that zoomed up and down like a roller coaster. "Good morning, universe!" Pip exclaimed, spinning in circles on a wheeled stool. "Oh, the wonders of science and the mysteries of the cosmos! They're simply scrum-diddly-umptious!" His best friend Maple waddled into the lab with his big leafy limbs flailing. You see, Maple was a tree who had miraculously learned to walk and talk, though walking still wasn't his strong suit. "Howdy, Pip," Maple hollered, his southern twang echoing through the lab. "What in the tarnation are y'all doing? You're spinning faster than a tumbleweed in a twister." Before Maple could take another step, crash! He tripped over a tangle of wires, sending test tubes flying. "Land sakes alive!" Maple groaned, struggling to untangle his branches. "Why y'all gotta leave stuff all over the floor? I ain't got eyes on my roots, you know." "Oh, my dear, delightful Dendroid," Pip said, helping Maple up. "You're a marvel of science, a miracle of moonbeams. Oh, never mind. Let's get you untangled, shall we?" As they cleaned up, Sparkle, a glowing purple gem, floated into the room. Trouble looms, my darlings, Sparkle announced dramatically. A scaly foe who loves tacos will soon cause a woe. A woe? A fiend? A frenemy? Pip gasped, flailing his arms so wildly that he knocked over a tray of beakers. What's a taco? Maple asked, scratching his barky head. Is it one of them space critters with them crunchy shells? Or maybe something you lasso and fry up? No, you marvelous muddled Maplewood, Pip chirped, leaping onto a chair. A taco is a culinary delight, a feast for the senses. Oh, never mind. Adventure course? Pip dashed to his time machine, a contraption powered by Stardust and Giggles. Maple followed, but his branch stuck in the doorway. Uh, Pip, little help here, Maple grunted, tugging at his arm. He finally popped free, only to stumble headfirst into the machine, accidentally hitting every button on the control panel. The machine roared to life with a loud whoosh. Maple! Pip shrieked. That's not how we launch! Well, how was I supposed to know? I'm a tree, not a rocket scientist. The time machine landed with a thud, and Maple tumbled out like a falling log. I'm okay, he said, though one of his branches was stuck in his own trunk. They found themselves in a world that smelled like salsa and was covered in tortilla crumbs. Whoo-wee! Smells like a chili cook-off gone wrong, Maple said, slipping on a puddle of guacamole and landing flat on his roots. Man, this here ground slicker than butter on a hot biscuit. Out slithered Sir Hisselot, a massive cobra wearing a cape made of lettuce and a crown of tortilla chips. Who dares to enter my taco kingdom? Sir Hisselot hissed. Maple tried to stand, but ended up slipping again, accidentally launching a glob of guacamole right at Sir Hisselot's face. How dare you! Sir Hisselot shouted, wiping his face with his tail. Oops, my bad, Mr. Snake, sir, Maple said, trying to curtsy, but accidentally tripping over his own roots. Ain't got much practice with fancy manners, I'm afraid. I'm more of a handshaking kind of tree. Tacos are the only food worthy of the galaxy, Sir Hisselot declared. Well, that's just plain sillier than a chicken wearing a hat, Maple said, brushing off guacamole. What if I want pancakes? Or pie? Or one of them peanut butter sandwiches? Pip proposed a cook-off. If your tacos are truly the best, we'll agree to leave, he said. But if we win, you'll let everyone eat what they want. Hisselot agreed, and the cook-off began. Maple wasn't much help in the kitchen. You see, he spilled a bag of flour all over himself, turning his bark white. He said, Well, shoot, I look like a snow-covered oak in January. Then he accidentally knocked over a jar of cosmic cheese, which rolled under the counter. When he bent down to grab it, his head got stuck in the cupboard. Pip, I'm in a pickle here. Or maybe it's a cupboard. Either way, I ain't moving, Maple hollered, his muffled voice echoing from inside the cupboard. Pip finally retrieved the cosmic cheese and held it up triumphantly. Ah, the piece de resistance! Maple sniffed the cheese and wrinkled his barky nose. Smells like feet. Y'all sure this is safe to eat? Safe? My sap soaked sidekick. It's delicious. Aged to perfection under the light of a collapsing star, Pip declared. Smells more like it was aged in somebody's old gym bag, Maple muttered, handing it over. Despite the chaos, they managed to make Pip's grandmother's quantum quiche and Maple's famous syrup-drizzled pancakes. The judges, including Sparkle, and a group of taco enthusiasts tasted the dishes. Sir Hissalot's taco was spicy and delicious, but when he tried Pip's quiche, his eyes widened. This tastes like happiness, he said. Then he tried Maple's pancakes. But before he could say anything, here comes Maple slipping on some syrup and crashing into the table, flipping the entire plate of pancakes into Sir Hissalot's face. Oops, Maple said sheepishly. Guess I'm still working on my landing skills. Sir Hissalot licked the syrup off his scales, closed his eyes, and declared, Sweet as the Milky Way. Sir Hissalot sighed. Perhaps the galaxy doesn't have to eat only tacos. There's room for pancakes, quiche, and tacos too. Pip clapped his hands. Marvelous! Magnificent! Delightfully delicious! From that day on, they became friends. Together, they turned the time machine into a traveling restaurant. Maple, though still clumsy, became the restaurant's mascot, delighting customers with his wild antics. Y'all come back now, you hear? And remember, variety is the spice of life. And that is our story for today, little adventurers. I hope you enjoyed Professor Pip, Maple, and Sir Hissalot's delicious adventure. Remember, just like our story showed us, there's room for everyone's ideas. If you loved this tale, don't forget to tell your friends and family about Once Upon a Prompt. Also, if you have a prompt for a story you would like to add to our machine, have your parents tag us in a post on social media. And stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll dive into another magical adventure. Until next time, this is Caleb, reminding you to snuggle up, buckle up, and awaken your imagination.